Hello, Internet, and welcome once again to the Always Online podcast, brought to you by mmorpg.com, your home for all things multiplayer related. I am your host, as always, Mike Byrne, a.k.a. Magicman. We've got a great show for you today. We didn't have to redo the intro. We just played it again, Tara. And yeah, Takal, that is absolutely East Coast slang gold right there. Ma Dukes. Anyway, we've got a bunch of stuff to cover, including a round of Are You Even Interested in This? And some eye-rolling news. And, maybe some surprising news that might cost some companies some money. Joining me to go over all of it, of course, Ms. Quinlan Bowers. What's up, Q?
I stole Jason's spot.
You did? Well, I mean, they haven't seen that yet because you're on your solo shot, not the try shot with you in the...
That's what up. I stole Jason's spot.
You did. Does it feel good? Do you feel different?
No, just I don't know. I'm always filled with just the tiniest bit of spite. That's how I get through life. So
well, I mean, all you have to do is get me hit by a bus and it's all yours. It's all yours. Chat saying they don't get who this Jason guy is. Of course, we are doing the show live, twitch.tv/MMOBomb, 1 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. So if you could join us live, fantastic. We'd love to see you. If not, and you're watching on YouTube, watching on MMO Bombers, listening on Spotify, iTunes, all those other places. If you like what we do, give it a like, give it a sub, give it a comment, feed that engagement algorithm. That's the way you do it, and it's free. But today, we're going to welcome our first of two new hosts to the MMO Bomb Always Online podcast, as we welcome writer Aspen Pash, a.k.a. Rose Happa. How are you?
Wonderful. I'm so happy to be here and so excited to start talking about some games with you guys. So excited.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Chat here meeting you. They tried to give you trivia to start with, but that's not the way this works. So everybody that's watched this show for 10 years since we were the free-to-play cast and now this, if you have seen new guests, you know how it works. We start off with two key questions. So, Rose, I'm going to ask you one first. What was the game? Doesn't have to be multiplayer, online, whatever. Anything goes here. The game that kind of latched its teeth into you and you were like, you know what? I kind of like this gaming thing. What title was it for you?
Yep, so it actually is not that popular of a title, but it was Star Fox Adventures for GameCube.
And you still decided you wanted to play video games.
Okay, so I know a lot of people don't like it, but that's only because they were comparing it to the original StarCraft 64. But if you look at it like a standalone, like it was originally supposed to be, it's a masterpiece. It's so good.
Wow. All right. She's already starting with the hot takes. She's already, she came with the hot takes already. Then we got to know the multiplayer or the MMO that got you into the whole online multiplayer side of things. Was it, the typical World of Warcraft or something a little different in your experience?
It was WoW. Yes.
That is often the answer when we get to that question. What did you play?
I played, actually, Burning Crusade.
Were we Alliance or Horde?
Oh, what do you think?
Okay, so everybody goes Horde, but as people find out later when we plug Twitches and everything, you do VTubing as well, and your VTube character is like a very good, aura angel looking character. So I feel like there might be some Alliance blood in you. So I don't know. Q, what do you think? If you have to guess, did she play Alliance or Horde?
I mean, my first instinct is always to say Horde because Horde. And just because someone looks like they might have a kind of angel aura doesn't actually mean they're the good guys. So
not her. I'm talking about her VTube character. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Horde.
All right, then just to counterbalance it, I'll take Alliance, but I'm thinking Horde's right. What's the answer, Rose?
The answer is, drum roll, it was Horde.
Ah, right.
Yep.
All right.
Those blood elves, man. Blood elves.
Damn it. Totally forgot. You said that you were Burning Crusade start. So, damn it. I should have guessed the Blood Elf.
Yup.
We got a lot of news to get over, so let's slide over and get started with it right now. Well, it's been an interesting week of things coming up, some of which we're going to see right after this stream, some of which we're not going to see until later. So I want to get everybody's favorite segment on here. Are you even remotely interested in this? Chat, of course, you can let us know live, and we'll include your answers as we go. First off, we've got Ubisoft coming out with another title. Now, this one's early, let's say. So we don't have any dates or anything like that. But they're working on a game that right now they're calling Pathfinder. Q, I would hope that they change that name. I would hope that name changes. You know, there is a well-known Pathfinder IP already. So maybe it's just a code name. We'll hope. But yeah, it's a third-person shooter IP that looks a lot like Hyperscape. Like, I know Ubisoft said, hey, we learned a lot of lessons from Hyperscape when it opened and basically immediately closed. But I didn't know some of that was, hey, let's reuse all the art. Let's put it under a different filter and call it a brand new game. So, I mean, we don't know. This is all coming from Xputer saying that they're currently working on a third-person shooter dubbed Pathfinder. Very similar to Ubisoft Montreal's Hyperscape as far as the visual appearance, but maybe a little more cartoon filter thrown over the top. And I guess, yeah, I mean, when Rose, you wrote this up, you said, well, hey, I mean, Fortnite, Valorant, they've got that same kind of look. They're doing really well, obviously, and have been for a long time. But, yeah, I don't know if this pays off. As far as game modes, by the way, we know that there's kind of like a open the gates. You and your squad open the gates by completing objectives, beating things up, get your way to the middle, and beat a big boss. And if that sounds familiar, I actually added a note to Rose's piece because as I was proofreading it, I was like, this sounds familiar. And Ninja, you probably remember this. This sounds a lot like Agents Biohunters, where Jason, Ninja Panda, and I played on stream in a community stream the exact same thing. And I mean, Gigantic had that type of mode too, and Crucible had that type of mode. It's not totally, unique to Agents Biohunters, but Agents Biohunters, that was the mode. So that kind of looks like we're going there. Q, I know generally shooters aren't your thing, but this is third person, so we kind of remove that whole vertigo thing that you get with poorly done first-person shooters. And although it is competitive in nature, it is objective and killing boss competitive, not so much going out and killing your human opponents. Any interest?
No. I mean, if I want a PvP, I'll just jump into Frontlines. So
really?
Yeah. I do that like weekly. So, I mean,
I didn't know you PvP'd in 14.
Yeah, all the time.
You're like the only one. You're like it. Everybody else that plays 14, it's all bots, right?
No. We get in there as a group. It's actually kind of funny because I've made Dancer. So instead of dance partnering the ADPS, I have my emotional support tank that I dance partner.
Ah, all right.
And we just roam together and take a healer with us, and we're good.
You just go do your thing. You guys have fun. We're going to go capture some objectives.
It's just us. We're good.
Rose, what do you think? I mean, you wrote this up. You got a chance to look at it a little bit, some of the reports, some of the faux screenshots and things like that in the rumor. Any interest in this? Are you a first shooter or a shooter PvP gal? Like, where's this hit on your interest meter?
Yeah, I mean, design-wise, very interested. Love a whole futuristic take. I still think not a lot of games are really delving into this little niche group yet. I think it'll grow in popularity soon, but And then on top of that, like the whole labyrinth style gameplay, like breaking down walls, sounds interesting, and it's kind of like a new take on battle royale, like adding like extra steps that sound just fun, and I'd be willing to try it. Who knows?
Are you a PvP person? Like, do you Call of Duty? Do you play Rogue Company? Anything like that?
Nope. But I'm willing to try.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this gets a little more interest from me, only because I did enjoy Agent Biohunters. Like, it was glitchy as all hell in an early beta test when we streamed it. But I did like the concept of it, where, yeah, it's also kind of like why I like Destiny 2's Gambit mode, right? It's very PvE oriented, although they have like a slight cross in the PvP portion. And we don't know how much of this, like, are you going to be able to take out your opponents? I would assume so, but we don't know for sure yet. So I do kind of like this because it fits that niche for me, where it's not, capture the flag or team deathmatch or things like that, where it does have a little more, all right, do we go after the other team because we're far behind, or do we just keep pushing the objectives and go kill the boss? I kind of like that crossover. Ninja Pandas, I know we had some fun with it, besides it glitching badly on us at points. I'm going to give this one like a 6 on the interest meter. From the team, they did say, hey, we'll be taking key learnings from this game into future products, when they talked about Hyperscape shutting down. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they just meant we're going to find a way to reuse these assets because we spent a ton of money on them. Next up, Black Desert Online's new expansion is available for you right now. Eternal Winter, 4 new monster zones, a new item, new key item that you can get building, new class, the Dracania. I'm going to be checking it out after the show today on our stream. It's been a long time since and when I did play Black Desert Online, I just kind of dabbled in it at best. So it's going to be like a totally new experience, and you are able to just jump into the expansion if you want to. Even as a new character. Now, you can go and get this for free right now. Now, it's not going free to play, but it is free to grab right now. So if you grab it between now and April 13th, whether it's on Steam or on the standalone, you get it. It's yours. You'll have the game, you'll have the expansion, and you'll have the opportunity to buy massive amounts of underwear in the cash shop, because that's basically what Black Desert Online is. It's just shopping for digital underwear. Q, can I entice you into a new MMO at no cost?
I own Black Desert Online.
Sweet. Want to play?
I would have to install it, but it's been a while, because it was one of those games that I played with Justin, and then he bailed after a while to go play something else, and so I kind of fell out of it. I don't even remember where I was at. Oh,
Gotcha.
shoot. I think I have to. Isn't it on Steam now? And I don't think I did the thing.
Yeah, so I learned that yesterday when I was prepping it for the stream. Because remember, this was Cacao and now has reverted to publishing by the developer Pearl Abyss. And I did not transfer my account in time. So, yeah.
I did the thing, so
I
might
didn't
have
do
to
the thing
actually
either.
grab it again.
Yeah,
Crap.
go grab it on Steam. Just claim it. If nothing else, just claim it so you own it and you have anything else. Ever been in BDO, Rose?
No.
No.
Nope.
Can I entice you? It's absolutely free.
I do like free.
Free.
Yeah.
Free is a good thing. What MMOs are you like currently into? I know obviously you do a lot of Genshin Impact on your personal stream, but as far as like Final Fantasy 14s, Worlds of Warcrafts, Black Desert Online, stuff like that, what are you dabbling in at the moment?
Yeah, so I guess only Final Fantasy 14, but even with that, like I come and go. Like I'll pay for the month and like die hard play it, and then I'll take a break for a couple months.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way Yoshi P says to play the game. He was like, there's plenty of other great games out there. So if you sub for a little bit, I mean, Black Desert's always like looked gorgeous, right? I love the look of Black Desert Online. Every time I see a video, I'm like, man, I really would like to play that. And then it never stuck with me. And there's people in chat right now talking about, is it still like pay to win? I would be the wrong person to talk to. Probably Zach would be better to tweet at if you want to get an idea of that. I know he did not all that long ago a push through of the entire main story. But yeah, I mean, when you can get the game for free, I know Zach actually saw me loading it yesterday and IM'd me and said, so have you bought underwear yet? And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, yeah, well, it's Black Desert Online. It's underwear fashion sim. But apparently underwear does provide a luck stat, which I think is a little weird. Like, these are my lucky briefs. I don't know, but I'm going to check it out. We'll see it. We'll see it on stream today. I've always loved the look of it, but it's just never stuck with me. And then we've got on the flip side of this, ladies, like Black Desert Online, obviously known for, very, let's say, scantily clad female characters in most videos being shown off in the oh-so-useful armor, right? We have... here, actually, I'll put this little trailer up so that we can get an example of that. Because they do use it in their trailers, too. Think about it this way. Do you feel more lucky wearing your underpants or not? Says K-Max in chat. I have never put on my underwear and said, man, I'm feeling lucky today. Like, I'm not going to speak for anybody else on the cast, but that's...
You might feel more lucky than if you didn't. I mean...
I don't know. There's tons of quality of life items in the cash shop. So is it pay to win, or is it more like bag space and, kind of pushing you for those kind of generic purchases? Are you all right with that type of stuff, Rose?
Yeah.
Like buying bag space and stuff like that, or does that infuriate you? Like you feel like you're being forced to a cash shop?
Honestly, like if I really enjoy a game, I don't mind like dishing out money to support them. If that's how they choose to ask for it, then I'm willing to support if I like the game. If I don't, then I'm not going to do it.
Like look at the B-roll footage and these two ladies just absolutely, going at it here in an awesome fight in 6-inch stiletto heel thigh-high boots. Like that's totally Black Desert Online right there.
You mean that's not how you go into combat?
Well, it's certainly not how I go into combat. No, it's I'm not going to speak again for you, Q, but it's certainly not the way I go into combat. Like, where are those knee highs? Where are they? Where are they? On the flip side, though, we got a weird look from MMO culture at a company called NU jumping into the MMO development space with a game that they're calling Bellatores. Now, what's weird here is they're actually a predominantly mobile company that is now kind of shifting into a PC MMORPG, where most of the time right now that's been the other way around, right? NCSoft and all these companies sinking money into mobile. One of the things you're going to notice right away here when I show you screenshots, though, is that they are taking a substantially different take, Q, on not just armor as a whole across the board, but specifically female armor and things being a little more realistic. And I'm going to show you another screenshot, which I really hope is gameplay, because if, a screen grab, because it looks absolutely cool. I don't know. Like, it's an unknown company, so you hesitate to get excited about anything, but this one might have some legs, maybe?
It's one of those things that I'm not sure of. Like with the mobile companies that have gone to PC, right? It's usually like, oh, here's this game that we made on mobile or made primarily for mobile, but we're going to move it to PC or make it PC as well, right? So like Genshin Impact being a good example of that, right? Like this is a primarily mobile game that's also on PC, and they just made it work well. But I don't know about a game developer that is only developed for mobile and now just goes, all right, so we're making something for the PC.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a little bit of a dicey proposition. I love this screenshot, and whether it's just concept art or a clip from a rendered video or gameplay, like, we don't know. There's so little that we know about this, but if you have a game in that aesthetic, I am all on board. I am all on board to at least give it a whirl. And it seems like, hey, you know what? That breastplate for these characters, that might do a little more. That might do a little more for you than some of the BDO armor. Any interest in this? Are like you into the fantasy type settings, or you had mentioned earlier you like the futuristic stuff. So is it cyberpunk that you want to go for? Are you into fantasy? Does this hold any interest for you, Rose?
Yeah, I also really enjoy fantasy, and I just like any game that looks pretty, and it definitely looks pretty. But I'm also a bit skeptical of seeing how it actually works out with them never making like a PC game before,
Yeah.
because it's a pretty different style. I'm not saying it can't be done. It's just I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's hard to like. I'd never even heard of this company. And I'm not a huge mobile gamer to begin with, so that doesn't surprise me. But I at least usually know the players in the market. This one, I was like, who are these? I had to look them up. If you remember reporting, by the way, on Project N1, this is that. This is what that's turning into. We do know that it's going to be on Unreal Engine 5. They're going to feature what they call live action visuals. So that's why I tend to think that maybe this could be an in-game screenshot that does look very live action. And of course, there's going to be large-scale PvP as far as like war between continents type thing. Now, that could be a little bit dicey, right? We saw New World kind of struggle with just like regional PvP right now. While everybody likes the idea of huge scale PvP, you got to have the player base for it. So there's like a lot of question marks here, Rose. A lot of question marks. All right. Enough said, I guess. Rose is just like, yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
whatever.
So we got somebody in chat actually asking about Genshin Impact. So the two writers that you see here are actually the ones to ask about Genshin Impact. Takao saying that they have played it and are having fun with it, but do they need to grind a lot of characters to beat the main game?
You do not need to grind characters to beat the game. I mean, you're going to get characters anyway. Every time you do stuff, you get the gems and everything, and you'll be able to just get characters, but you don't have to have a specific set or anything like that. Like, I just basically roll with the ones that I like the most and don't even care about their stats and shit. I was like, yeah. I like Zhongli. Zhongli is here.
Takao saying is that they're a Final Fantasy 14 guy, so beating the main story is their goal in those types of games. Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely do that. Now, like Aspen, you do like all the wishes and pools for different characters and stuff, but that's like 100% optional, right?
Yeah, unless you're trying to, like, they have a place basically called the Abyss, which is kind of like a challenge mode. Only then you would find some difficulties being like a free to play, but it can be done. So it's just about like being strategic about it. But when it comes to the main story, I agree, you can definitely do it without spending any money at all.
All right, well, there you go, chat. There you go. Get your questions answered live. Hey, let's roll our eyes a little bit. Let's roll our eyes a little bit at some of these gaming companies. We talked about Ubisoft a little bit earlier. Pathfinder may be a coming, but Ghost Recon Breakpoint is a going. Well, at least in the maintenance mode. You'll still be able to play it, but they're killing all development. And Q, I don't want to say NFTs did it, but NFTs might have done it.
Yeah, they might have it. I mean, they did announce some NFTs and so and well, now the game is dead. So I mean, technically not dead because we don't kill games, right?
Right.
We just kind of let them go to the old games home and hang out
the the old games. Just like you see Meridian 59 sitting there as Breakpoint comes in. What you doing, buddy? How you doing? What happened to you? NFTs. Oh, rough.
there. So it got retired a little early, probably because of NFTs.
Yeah, Wildlands is going too, though. But that one kind of makes sense to me because we're getting ready for like the next Ghost Recon mainline game anyway. But yeah, Breakpoint, that didn't have a long shelf life either. Ubisoft kind of not having the best couple of years, not just on the games front, but obviously with the harassment, discrimination allegations against all their management and things like that. Not the best of the last couple of years, Rose, for Ubisoft.
Yeah. I wonder if they added the NFTs as like a way to kind of, because it definitely seems something that's added for money purposes.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's the only reason it is added.
Right, exactly. So I definitely think it was kind of like jumping the shark for them and seeing like, okay, maybe if we're just like we have money, it's gonna be okay. But obviously without a player base, it kind of doesn't matter.
Chat, Wilfredo. Oh, Wilfredo in chat, welcoming Aspen, by the way. Welcome. That's
you.
one of our other writers / our video content people. He doesn't do any writing yet. Couldn't convince him yet. Not through his days. But welcome you. Saying he has Breakpoint, doesn't have a long shelf life. Well, yeah, it doesn't. It's dead.
No, it's
oh, I'm sorry. Chair. It's going. Yes, it's in a rocking chair at the old Gabe's home. Oh, Ubisoft. Konami launched eFootball. Finally. Yay. 5 months late. Yay. It's still missing modes.
It's still ugly.
What is going on here, Q? What the hell is this?
Dude, I don't know. They were supposed to launch it, like 5 months ago?
Yeah.
Well. Like, I don't know. It's still ugly. It's still missing modes. It's still, like, I guess a former shell of whatever it originally was supposed to be.
Yeah, this was the one that transitioned from PES soccer, right? Pro Evolution.
Yeah.
And that one was like that was a well-received line of games that when EA and FIFA started arguing about the FIFA license, we were like, "Oh man, Pro Evolution Soccer now has been doing really well over the last few years. Now there could be some really stiff competition." And they were like, "Yeah, well, no. We don't want to compete. No."
Here, we're gonna just give you this.
Yeah, we're gonna go make eFootball, and we're gonna make it free to play. And man, when it launched or went into like early access, it was atrocious. And it's still bad.
I just love that even now you can't find a picture from the game that looks good. Like that in any way looks attractive, because you try to put it on the site and it's like, yeah, no, it's just not happening.
Oh yeah. See, people in chat, it's Stojan saying it's still just a demo. Yeah, there's multiple modes missing. In fact, the one that will be added when they actually launch the 1.0 version, Dream Team, but that's it. That's it. And that was originally Creative Team. How do you go from one of the best to one of the worst? I don't know. It's such a huge fall from grace. PES was great if you were a soccer fan, or a football fan, I guess. I'm a stupid American.
Or life decisions.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the soccer thing, by the way, is England's fault.
Is it really?
Yeah. So England came up with the term soccer, and at some point, it was kind of like a class thing where the lower class decided, yeah, we don't want to use that because the uppity upper class uses it all the time, and so they went back to football. But yeah, they were the ones who started the soccer thing. It wasn't us. We just, for some weird ass reason, decided to keep it. I guess because we already had a football that isn't really football.
You always learn something on the Always Online podcast. I did not know that. I thought it was just us Americans because, no, but you are dead right. I was like, there's no way she's right. Yeah, she is. The word soccer originated in England and was originally used to differentiate association football from its rugby cousin, just as rugby football was shortened to rugger. Wow. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm stunned, Q. You have schooled me today, and I appreciate it. Rose, you going to be playing the old football anytime soon?
Nope. I'll hard pass. Hard pass.
Are you a sports game? Do you sports game at all? See, we got to get to know you here. So.
Yeah, that's true. I love sports, but I prefer playing them IRL rather than in the game setting.
Ah, well, there's not much of a game here to play. So
yeah, that's true. So
I think you're okay. What happened this week with Blizzard, Rose? Why are we going to roll our eyes at them?
Okay, so I mean, I'm excited about it. So like, it's not really an eye roll for me. I'm like, yay. But they kind of possibly leaked their next expansion by themselves without any data mining. Like they just did it. Like, which is kind of cool, like less work. Like
less work for the data miners.
Yeah, like give them a break. They're working hard.
So what's the expansion possibly called?
Yeah, so the expansion is going to, we don't technically like 100% know, but Dragonflight. So as you can probably assume, it probably has dragons and it probably has flights. But yeah.
Look at Q. Yep, they did it. Well, I mean, the Dragonflight stuff has, like, with the Emerald Dream and all that stuff, like, throughout all of these years, that has been one of the most requested expansion pieces of content is all the different stuff with the Dragonflight. And we don't know any content and things like that yet. But 2 weeks, roughly, before their own reveal, Q, I'd like to say, oops, but they did this last year, remember?
Did they too?
Remember when Shadowlands 9.1 and Classic Burning Crusade and stuff was leaked prior to their announcements at E3 via the media packages that went out? The media packages went out and they were revealed ahead of time. So they're kind of really good at spoiling their own surprises.
I mean, maybe they do it just to spite the data miners.
Yeah. I could see that.
Like if we spoil it and leak it, nobody else can.
Exactly. I think it's genius.
Overwatch 2 was leaked too, wasn't it?
Oh, it might have been, yeah. But
chat, let me know. I don't know if I'm remembering that. Zach in chat, quick, our game is declining. Bring out the dragons. Bring out the dragons. It'll work. It'll work, Rose. You know how many people have wanted the Dragonflight stories to be expanded upon in WoW now at this point. It'll work, at least short term, it'll work.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like after the fall of Deathwing and everything, dragons weren't really a thing. People were sad. This is a fantasy game. Where are my dragons? And now they're back. So, yay.
And they might flight. They might
flight. Exactly.
Blizzard leaks mounted. Yep. Yeah, Blizzard. Because dragons fixed Game of Thrones, says Wilfredo. All right, Wilfredo. All right. Touche. You got me on that one. Obviously, we have extended our thoughts and good wishes to everybody in Ukraine multiple times on this show. over the last few months. And we've updated you on a number of different goings-ons with financial transactions and PayPal and Steam and all these different things. And some of the things other companies were doing, like Q. How much, Q, do you know off the top of your heads how much Epic Games freaking raised? Like, it was an absurd amount of money, wasn't it? We covered it on the site.
Epic Games. The one that I was looking at was the itch.io thing, and I know they got something like 4 million or something like that.
I'm gonna look it up here because I know it was absolutely staggering amount of money. This was all this. Nope, that's their FAQ. Emerald Dream, yeah, that's Zach. You're right, Zach. 144 million as of 4 days ago. 144 million. So we've covered all of those and talked about those on shows prior, but we covered this one by itself this week. Rose, you wrote it up because Wargaming is apparently bouncing. Like, they're out. They're not just like shutting off payments or blocking IPs or no, they're up and moving.
Yeah, and it's huge. Like, if you even like look up Wargaming, and like all the images are based like from Russia gameplay. So the fact that they're moving, like, honestly, like, I understand why they're doing it, and I think it's important that they do, but I am worried about the company because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving their entire offices, their headquarters. Like, they will no longer own or operate any business in both Russia and Belarus because of the relationship Belarus obviously has with Russia. And they're just totally vacating. On March 31st, the company transferred its live games business in Russia and Belarus to local management of Lesta Studio that is no longer affiliated with Wargaming. On top of that, Wargaming has started the process of closing its studio in Minsk. They said that as a company, we are confident in the future of our business and are committed to delivering quality games to our players, but they expect to lose money. Continuing, they said the company will not profit from this process either today or going forward. Much to the contrary, we expect to suffer substantial losses as a direct result of this decision. That's probably one of the biggest moves that you could do, Q. Probably one of the biggest moves you could do.
Yeah, but I still think it was important that they did, and it was obviously important to them too. I mean, if any company takes a dive in their finances, it's obviously something that they believe in.
Yeah. Q, good choice, bad choice, needed choice? What do you think?
I mean, without getting too political, I mean, I think it was a good choice.
Q, are you still with us?
Yeah, I think it was a good choice, and it goes in line with the decision they made early on to fire that one person as well, right? The one who made all the Russian supporting statements on social
Oh,
media.
yeah. I forgot about that. They were the company that did that. You're right.
Yeah, they fired it because and the funny thing about Wargaming, right, is like most of us, like, because Jason and I had this discussion, so they're actually, a Belarusian company, right? But most of us think they're Russian. Like, for the longest time, because I remember even back in the day when, like, say Gary would talking about him and he'd be like, this crazy Russians, right? Like, everybody thought they were free. They were just straight up a Russian company. So the fact that they're just like, yeah, we're just dropping ties with both our country and the country that everybody seems to think that we're from, like, it's literally them just standing their ground, which is, a good thing for them to do, you know.
Yeah,
So.
C-Swag in chat saying, I think Wargaming will be fine. They need to get away from those governments. A little more colorful, a little more colorfully saying it in chat than I have transcribed here. But on that note, great choice, says Stojan. I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a bold statement. It definitely is. It's a, you know what? We're out. Let's slide over and get started with the weekly bombs. Q, you and I will go first today to show Aspen how it's done.
Right,
Seems like a good decision, says Evan. Q, you can go first. Remember, if you're a new viewer here, welcome. We love you. Consider a follow, a like, a subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to tell you punch that subscribe button. The next person that tells me to punch their subscribe button, I'm not going to do it. No matter how much I like the content. Tell me to punch the subscribe button is the easiest way to make me not. Just lightly tap it. It's sick of getting punched. Go ahead and lightly tap the subscribe button.
Lightly tap it.
Yeah. D-bomb, old American slang for something awesome or good. A-bomb, obviously destructive and bad in nature. Give us your weekly bombs. D-bomb for something good. A-bomb for something bad in the world of gaming or just life in general. Q, what do you got today?
I'm going to go ahead and give both a D-bomb and an A-bomb to today's XIV patch notes. Obviously excited for there to be all those patch notes, but the writing them up thing is kind of murder on the brain.
Yes.
There's so much.
There is. Q's piece on that will be coming shortly. I'm going to give an A-bomb to the Assassin's Creed / Fortnite crossover. Not like I really care about either of these titles all that much personally. I mean, I do have a little bit of love for like the original Assassin's Creed, and Black Flag was pretty good. Oh, all right, so maybe I like some of the Assassin's Creeds. All right, stop. Stop. But yeah, they're using the hidden blade as a pickaxe. And like, I get it, right? It's, they got a lot of kids playing Fortnite. You can't really have the hidden blade go ahead and be the stabby melee weapon when everything else is just a impact damage, and this would be piercing damage. But then don't use it. Then don't use it. As a pickaxe, I don't like it. A-bomb. And it's petty, I know. I don't care. Aspen, what do you got?
Yeah, so for A-bomb, it would have to probably be Riot Games making their employees come back to the office and not having them wear masks and no more checking if their vaccines and if they have COVID. They're just dropping everything and making all their employees come back. And honestly, I really have a big issue when companies, especially large companies, kind of disregard the safety and well-being of their employees.
Yeah, that one's really weird too, Q, because
they don't. It's unnecessary. We all know it's unnecessary. Yeah, but it is Riot.
Yeah, and they've made the point that we're abiding by all of California's laws. We're actually going above and beyond them by putting in filters and doing this with RFID tags and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's all well and good. But you just watched over the last 4 days Blizzard get hammered over the same thing in the public opinion to the point where they walked that shit back real quick. And then Riot's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder if people are thinking, and all I kept thinking is because, as we know, they do League, and we all know League's kind of sometimes a toxic community. And I was like, oh, Riot Games is
sometimes.
Toxic.
Wait. Have you had matches that weren't toxic?
I'm trying to be kind to maybe the one person in the community.
So Riot Games, keep in mind, was the company that got in trouble for all kinds of stuff before Blizzard started getting in trouble for all kinds of stuff.
That is true.
So Riot Games is a toxic company.
Well, publicly, they got in trouble. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm they're bringing toxic to a whole new level and bringing it into their office with COVID. Yay.
Yeah, let people work from home. I think the problem, C-Swag...
There's two reasons for them not wanting people to work from home. One is real estate. Real estate people are mad because people working from home means that they don't need office buildings and stuff like that. The second reason is middle management. If people are working from home, nobody needs middle management. Nobody. You don't need somebody wandering around going, so, hey, the whole time to make sure that you're working.
Have you, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and need you to come in on Saturday.
Exactly.
How's those TPS reports, Q? You got those TPS reports done?
Did you ask me for 5 minutes ago?
From chat, Terra Nova says, "Dub-bomb to Aspen. Great first show. Welcome to the madness."
Thank
Stojanowski from chat saying, "Dub-bomb to Aspen." Old Glory saying, A-bomb to Twitch, acting up again on a Friday. Dub-bomb for a new host on the cast. C-Swag seconding that opinion. So lots of love for Aspen. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
The viewers on YouTube and over on mmobomb.com, Corey V chiming in saying, the messed up scummy thing is that those of us who have paid for a year of PS Plus already didn't get a chance to upgrade, talking about our subscription conversation from last week. PS Now gets a free upgrade to the highest tier. Such a scummy thing Sony is doing. I think it would be better to just use some emulators instead of paying over $100 for streaming and some downloads. That price is just insane. Yeah, my thing just got renewed as well, right before they announced that. So I'm in the same boat as you. Go ahead, take the next one, Q.
None of the above. Great name, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
I first played Rift during the beta, and I played it for a long time. Then I haven't played it for a long time. I don't know if I'll go back, but I would still like them to have the game online, even though there would be no major updates.
So none of the above wants Rift in the rocking chair next to Ghost Recon at the old games home. Doesn't want it to disappear. But so here's what's weird. We talked last week about, this thing's dead. This thing's dead. And we hadn't heard a peep about their update that they promised in Q1. Like 3 days later, I assign Aspen a piece where they do mention it, but it's kind of a good news, bad news thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I feel like everybody already dropped off. Like, they kind of gave it like that one last, okay, you know what? Q1, Q1, like, let's wait, And then they're like, oh, actually, it's going to be pushed back. And there's still like no definite date. So who knows how like more it's going to be pushed back.
So they acknowledged that it's still a thing?
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, by the way, we know Q1 ended 3 days ago. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Aspen. Take the next one.
Okay, this is from Yummy Kami. A-bomb for Jason Winter leaving MMO bomb.
Sad
Pop
face.
Culture, right. Pop culture taught me winter is coming, but it turns out winter is leaving. By the way, we have snow in Germany right now, so very fitting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jason got lots of love. We love him. He'll be back. He'll be guesting now and again. Kinetic Fetus chiming in. I think Jason mentioned Kinetic Fetus last week, didn't he?
I think he did. He asked where they were at.
Yeah, where they been. Wanted to make it to this one, but unfortunately too much sleep happened. Fair winds, Jason, and good luck on your future endeavors. Cut to me catching your stream. Oh, Conqueror's Blade, I see.
Did you expect something else?
Yeah, Jason, surely not playing Conqueror's Blade. Go ahead, Q.
Mr. M. Rift was dead to me since they messed up the PvP gear. That was like 9 to 10 years ago. That's when they released one of your favorite games, Arcade. So RIP to Rift and Arcade.
Yes, Mr. M, knowing our love for Arcade goes very shallow. It's just very shallow. Oh, Bobby Case, I played Rift when it came out so long ago. I'm old. Bobby, you're in good company. you're in damn good company. Go ahead, Aspen.
Stephenson. So stubbornly close-minded about Game Pass. It boggles my mind considering she's a gaming journalist.
Yeah, Stevenson a little upset at you, Q, not sharing the love for Game Pass last week.
Yeah, whatever.
So do you not like the service? Do you not like the idea of paying a sub for that service? Or do you just like, hey, I am so preoccupied by other things, I don't have time to take advantage of a cool service?
I just don't care about it. It's literally, I just don't care.
Fair enough. Southern Thunder says, that's a good name too. So sad to hear about Rift. Remember when it came out and everyone was giving it a shot? That is true. Question of the week last week, we asked you who is the best villain in MMORPG history and why. And I fully expected a certain person to show up multiple times in the comments, and you did not disappoint. Omega's Revenge says, question of the week, who is the best villain in MMORPG history? Emmett Selk, pronounced Emmett Selk. I appreciate making sure that I pronounced Emmett Selk correctly. Me of all people, I appreciate that. Covered the game for 10 years now. From Final Fantasy XIV Online, Shadowbringers is without a doubt the best villain in MMO history. To the point where every time he appears on screen, absolutely everyone I know, including all streamers I've seen play through those scenes, always start fanboying over him. That's not to say that the Lich King wasn't amazing, but he didn't make you cry for him half a dozen times over the course of 2 expansions. Also, the author who wrote Emmett Selk was Natsuko Ishikawa, who for her work got thunderous applause during her team's first Q&A session in real life. All that is absolutely true, and I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. What do you got, Q?
The best villain has to be Arthas from Warcraft WoW. The wait to kill him was sweet, and when we got there, the cries and happy people around me, just amazing. I've been playing Warcraft games since Warcraft 1. Good times.
Yeah, I mean, Arthas was definitely going to make this list, Aspen. Like, there's no way somebody was not going to mention Arthas here. What's the next one?
So, Misfit Rain. So, I'm so sorry. QOTW?
Question of the week.
Okay, question of the week. That makes it sexy. PK?
PKer. Player
PKer,
killer.
okay. Oh, okay. Player killer from Meriden, 59101 server. Everyone on the server had this chick on a long-on macro. Then broadcasted she was on. Man, did the inn get full when the broadcast was sounded. Terrorized the server. The people that didn't heed the call to safety. You seen their fate popping up on the kill chat. I was safe though. I was one of her minions that came and brought replenishing supplies when she asked for them. LOL. LOL. Got a lot of good gear from her. Oh, the good times. LOL. I would have had to stop playing if the server knew what I was doing. I would have been perma. KOS.
Oh my gosh, that's great. The best villain is a player. The best villain is a player.
I mean, in some cases, yeah.
True. Yamikami says, question leak. I would say Illidan Storm Rage. After all. Fudge, I gotta read this, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
After all, you put it there. We were not prepared. Get it? He says the thing. Go ahead, Q. Finish it off.
You're the one who put it there. You could have saved yourself all
I could have.
trouble.
I should have pasted that comment differently. Made one of you say it.
Yeah. Thoverisk. That's kind of hard. I really want to say the Lich King, but Palo Ajoko keeps popping up in front of him laughing, so both.
Yeah, from Guild Wars 1 and then I guess more so Guild Wars 2, right? As far as being a primary. But yeah, lots of good choices there. Good choices. Who's your favorite villain, Rose? Favorite villain MMORPG history ever? Is it Arthas? Are you going to go Arthas on us?
The Lich King.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
He's a baddie.
Q, you got a different one?
I mean, Emmett Selk is pretty good at the top, but I'm also a big fan of his great-great-grandson, so...
I'm going to go with Shadow Lord in Final Fantasy XI just to be different. I do love Emmett Selk. I do love Arthas. Both of them are tremendous storylines, but Shadow Lord was like the first big bossy that I had ever taken out in an MMORPG when you get like to your rank 5 missions or whatever they were. So I'll go with Shadow Lord just to be different. Question of the week this week. Well, of course, we got to switch it up, right? Take it in the other direction. Counter question to last week. Who's the best hero or heroine character in MMORPG history and why? Notice I didn't use the terms good guys and bad guys. Yeah, you don't have to be good to be a hero. That was deep. That was
super deep.
Yeah, Q, you like
you do the right things for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. So let us know who's the best hero or heroine character in MMORPG history in the comments below. While you're there, don't forget your weekly bombs. Of course, dub bomb for something good, a bomb for something bad in the world of gaming or life in general. And if you have a question for anybody on the panel, throw it down there, and maybe it'll make next Friday's show, twitch.tv/MMOBomb, 1 o'clock. We'll have our other new host, Anthony on the show with us next Friday. Aspen, wonderful job. Wonderful job. Welcome.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Until next time, where can everybody find you? What's your Twitter? What's your Twitch? All that good stuff where you want people to come say hi.
So Rose Happa, ROSEHAPPA.
Is that the same thing everywhere?
Board.
Yeah,
yep,
across the board. Makes it nice and easy. Nice and easy. Q, where can everybody find you?
You're not on Twitter at Quinlan.
I'm Mike Byrne. You can follow me right there, magicman1, but more importantly, follow at mmobomb so we can tweet at you all the latest news, articles, giveaways, interviews, first look videos, and of course, the Always Online podcast. Until next week, stay safe, and we'll see you on the servers.